apparently the internet was ready to get all up in a roar, up in arms because were they fat shaming Ashanti? Apparently, pictures of her on the beach. I don't know if it was her that posted it, but apparently she was on the beach, and all baby, right, was what most people said, and they were generally nice in the comment section, but there was apparently some people who are asshole enough to want to body shame a woman who just had a baby, right? So, do you guys feel like there was body shaming at all? Was it inappropriate? Was there a lack of body shaming? Because I felt like there was a lot of body positivity. What are y'all thoughts about people trying to body shame Ashanti after you having her all baby?
I think people are mean. People are mean. Whoever called her a beached whale, oh, that was me. Okay, so people are mean though. Okay, listen, the lady had a baby. Okay, she had a baby, so now her thick thighs, yes, they're extra thick. Yes, and now her stomach is not flat. Matter of fact, it's more round. You know what I mean? Maybe the baby's still in there. I don't know. But now listen, she's a woman going through life. I think we should be okay with her changing as she goes through different stages, right? Clearly, she is moving out of the sex symbol stage. Clearly, right? So, and that's nothing wrong with that. And she's moving into mommyhood, I would assume, because she definitely looks like she's ready for a moo. But I think that it's okay for people to comment on it, right? Because this is a person who did make money, who did make a career to some degree. We can argue to what degree, but to some degree based upon her looks and not just her face. You know what I'm saying? She had the tatas out. She had things. She was showing her body. She was doing it so people would key into that and they would get a response. Well, now your body looks different and you're going to get a different response. It's just facts. Now what I would like this to be is a moment of reflection. I would like for us all to reflect on the fact that we put so much value in the way that she looked before as being the goal, being the thing to get. And we don't really take into account that gravity and time happens to everybody. And it hardly ever stays like that, right? So if Nelly couldn't love her with her big bone self right now, he should have just stayed away. If he could only love the skinny Ashanti, then that wasn't for him, right? Because if you look at her, you would have known she's probably going to put on. I'll let somebody else tell that story. But anyway, my point here is this. My point is, I pull back.
I saw. That's why you don't share shit to pre-pro. Mum's the fucking word.
I almost shut off. My bad. Okay, so let me land now before I violate anymore. And I'll land with this. I'll land with, if you're going to accept praise over how you look, then be prepared to accept criticism over the very same thing. The same thing that made you mad can make you mad. You know what I mean? It's just where it is. She traded on her looks, and now she's getting traded on for her looks. It's life. Now, I would like for y'all to let her breathe because age happens to everybody, and maybe, like I said, this is her new mommy look, right? This is Ashanti the mommy. Y'all hadn't seen that yet, so stay tuned. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I find this so interesting. So there was a lot of positivity, but there was, of course, some body shaming, and this is why I find it interesting because we say, so first we want women to have babies, right? And then we shame them for their bodies that didn't snap back immediately after having that baby. And let's think about it. She's 45 having her first baby. And so there's already other hormonal issues that she most likely have to deal with just because of her age while having this baby. Now, here's the other part too that always fascinates me is we say that we want natural, as in men say, they want natural beauties and they want women to be natural beauties that age a certain way, but then we're shaming somebody who is actually operating within her natural beauty. And so my question is, was the hate about her body, or was it about the fact that she dared to be confident to walk around in this this swimsuit while she's so thick? Was it about the hate about her body, or was it hating that she was confident in her own skin? And then at the same time, don't we want women who are confident in their own skin? Because part of that whole body shaming, right, is because we're saying, hey, you shouldn't be confident in the size that you're currently at. And for her, in particular, she just had a baby. It's not like she dropped the baby a year ago. It's not like matter of fact, it ain't even been 6 months. And so hopefully, though, here's a tip, breastfeed. It helps. It helps a lot. But anyways, for her to lose this baby if she don't have any trainers or and I'm sure she has the capability of having that. But my issue is along the whole conversation is why. I think she looked great. I was looking at her and I was like, oh wow, she looks great considering that she dropped that baby. And while she gained more weight than what I thought she would have gained, but hey, everybody's different. Everybody's different in the sense that some women gain 20 pounds, some women gain 30 pounds, some folks gain 40. Some folks don't gain much. They gain like 10 pounds because it's all baby. And so I think everybody have babies differently, and we should be celebrating the fact that she was courageous and bold enough to stand within her confidence and love her body. Because you know what? Nelly does love that body. That's why they still together. Because he didn't say, you know what, you blew up a little bit. Oh, he recognized that she went through a life-changing experience by bringing another life into the world, and therefore he's respecting that and saying, I got you. Now, if it's 2-3 years later, and she trying to get that snap back and she got all these resources and she ain't got it back. Now I can see why they may or may not body shame, just depending on if she's heading perimenopause, menopause, or whatever. So I say it was more positivity, which I appreciated, but at the same time, it still disgusts me that there was still some hateful comments considering that she literally just had a baby.
Yeah, I don't know about the looks great. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but
Like those marks. But go ahead.
like the stretch mark. Yeah, but I can give grace to say, listen, the snapback of 45 is not going to be the snapback of 25, guys. We just gotta take that for what it is, But I don't know about great, but she can get the personal trainer, get the dietitian, grind it out. She could get all the way back to where she was. It's just going to take a lot more work. It's not impossible, right? It's not like she's got to go clock in at the HR department and, work her 8-9 hours a day and then come home and take care of the kids. Look, she's got time to go to the gym, 2 hours a day, have a meal prep done for her, maybe even mix in some yoga and Pilates. So this is not, this is not an impossible situation to salvage, right? But we just got to accept, listen, she's not going to have the snapback if she had that kid when she was 22. That's just not a fucking thing, Do I think it's a great and bold, courageous thing to have your first kid, at that point? It can be. And it is in a lot of cases. It's definitely a miracle. But the body shaming, guys, come on, man. She's 45. Just find something better to do. I don't know. But the great, looking great, I'll say decent, not great. Decent is the best you're gonna get out of me. But we're gonna get Ashanti back to her yacht body. We gotta have that back. Cause listen, you know who did it? You know who can do it? Nicole Murphy. Isn't she like 60 now? It can be done. Just gotta hit the weights, grind it out. Don't do the whole running thing, a straight cardio. Take it from me. Hit the free weights. You'll be back to your yacht body in no time. But what you brought up, S&M, or was it Jay? That is a good point when women abuse I had a baby thing. Like, ma'am, your baby's 14. Like, go to the gym. Stop playing with us. You're playing in our face. I'm going to leave it alone.